Hello, hello. How are you doing? I hope you're all well. I am so sorry I wasn't around last week. I had to travel with work and unfortunately did not manage to bring my bits and pieces with me on my travels to be able to do a Facebook Live with you. But I am here this week. I hope you are having a good week and I have a really, really cool fun fold card to try for you. Now, I had every intention of making one and showing it to you in advance and then making it on the live. But best intentions of mice and men gang affably, as they say in my part of the world. So you're just going to have to see it come to life as it happens, and then hopefully you enjoy it. And if you do, I'll write up the instructions and put it as a free tutorial so that you can do it. Hey Linda, hey Shona. I'll start off by saying that this is not my own design. This is one that I saw. I'm just going to check the lady's name. Connie Stewart, who's one of the American demos. I saw her do this card and I thought it's fabulous. So I thought I'm going to give it a try. And that's what we're going to do, the fancy fun fold card tonight. Before I get into it though, I just very quickly want to say that all of you who have shopped with me in the last 12 months, the catalogues are in the post and hopefully have reached you by now. You'll see some flyers in there with information of what's going on. You may also have seen posted on my Facebook page about the Bog Off sale. So buy one, get one free. I am selling off all my retired stuff on Saturday and you'll be able to buy one, get one free. So if you want to know more, then just drop a message in the chat or have a look on my Facebook page. There's a link to the group where all of this happens. It all happens in the Bog Off group. And there's some fabulous bargains to be had. So without any further ado, let me flick this round and let's get started. Let's put on the lights because it's been just a little bit dull out there this evening and doesn't hurt to have things. Is that too bright? Will we manage? I think we can manage. Right, I am using the Translucent Florals stamp set and the Delightful Florals paper. These are current in the online exclusives. My new catalogue stuff, the unboxing will happen next week because I got a little bit delayed in putting my order in, so I will confess it's not here yet. But that's entirely my fault. I was very late in getting things done. So we are still on online exclusives rather than on brand new stuff yet, but I still think these are gorgeous and they are exactly what I want to play with for this particular project. So I want this one. I'm going to use some of this one, I think, and I'm going to use this one as well. So these are the papers that I'm going to use. This particular card, I'm going to do it as a birthday card, and I'm going to do it as the birthday card for my mum because I'm safe in the knowledge that she always forgets to watch my Facebook Lives. So I am going to do this as a birthday card for her. She loves the sort of purples and pinks, so I'm hoping that she's going to like this. And I'm just trying to decide which one I'm going to use for the front of it. I think I am going to use this one, and I'm going to use these other little bits for other elements. So this is the paper that's going to be the focal point. The colours of the cards are Fresh Freesia, Pretty Peacock and Berry Burst. And the more I look at it, the more I think I want to do which card as my background. I'm going to do the Berry Burst as the background element of this card with the others as highlights. So, starting point then, you're going to need a piece of your core cardstock, the colour that you're choosing, and I'm cutting this to 14.8. Now normally you would score this in half and you would create a card blank, but instead I'm going to cut it at 10 and a half. So this is the same size as a normal card blank, but it is only a single piece of card. So that is 14.8 by 10 and a half. I'm going to start writing down some of these measurements here because I'm going to need that later. And this is the thing, while I love my matte, grid paper is sometimes handier for things to scribble on. Let's find a scrap piece of paper. So 10.5 times 14.8 is my starting bit. Then I need my piece of designer series paper, and this is where I want to consider my measurements, because I think I want this to be, let's do it at, so I want a square that's 6.5. So let's have 10 plus 6.5, which equals 16.5, that away. And then the other direction, 14.3 plus 6.5, which equals 20.8. You're just going to have to watch this the first way through, and then you'll see how it all comes together. Hey Margaret, haven't seen you for a while, hope you're doing well. So I'm going to start off with a piece that, let's do it this way first. 16.5. You know what, rather than cut a whole bit, let's just cut the bit that I need. So 20.8. And I want it to be 16.5, so let's cut it to about there. Now let's cut this piece here, 16.5. Pretty good going. There we go. So now I have a piece of DSP, 16.5 by 20.8. Okay. Next, I'm going to score it at 6.5 along the top here. So this piece here I want to be 16.5. Because my paper has definitely got a right way up and a wrong way up to it, it's important that I get that the right way up. Once you've seen it, shoo, it will make more sense. I'm being gentle with my scoring blade because the designer series paper, while sturdy, the scoring blade, if you push too hard on it, you do run the risk of it cutting all the way through. Okay, so now I have got, I'm going to fold these pieces over. Like so. And if I just fold it, this should fit on there. And it does, just nicely. And then let's just check in the other direction. Yes, again, it fits just nicely with just a little edge round about. That's what I'm aiming for. Happy with that. But do I want it that way round? Because then, it's going to be covered up. Do you know what, guys? We are going to do this again. Are we going to do it again? Yes, I am. I'm going to use the same piece of paper because while I've scored it this way, the scoring and the measurements are all right, but I actually want the other side of the paper to be the focal point. So, learn from my mistakes. What is it I say? You know, make sure you do it this way. Ask me how I know. This is the way I've managed to get it wrong. So, do it again. Starting off 20.8 down the way. And then this way it's 16.5. It's all a learning journey, isn't it? Where would life be if we only made things right all the time? And you know, I am still going to use this for something. So I've now got another piece of DSP. It's exactly the same size as the first one. But this time, I'm going to do the score lines the other way around. Yeah. It'll make more sense when you see it, guys. Just trust me. So 6.5 with your scoring blade and 6.5 here as well. And then just go over that with your bone folder. And again, just check that fits nicely all the way on there, and that fits nicely all the way around there. Okay, so next what we're going to do is a diagonal score line. I'm actually just going to fold it by hand, and basically you want these score lines all to line up with each other, and it should go through that point there. So there we go. So you've got something that looks like that, and then fold it again in the opposite direction. And now what we do is that folds in and you get a square like that. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is what I want for this card, because now when you open it up, you've got this little corner piece up at the top, and you've got this piece which the inside is more neutral. Let's just, let's just for shiggles see what it would look like the other way around, because actually it might still look pretty. I'm certainly not going to waste this other piece, just so you can see what it looks like in both directions. And actually, if you think one looks better than the other, tell me. Let's make sure that that's fully creased over. So now that, you see the difference? So now it's neutral on the outside and patterned on the inside, which is still pretty. It's just not what I was going for. I was going for this one. So I have got pattern on the outside and neutral on the inside. There we go. And I'm actually going to stick this down just now. So let's just go over my score folds, use my trusty Tombow. And stick this down. This is another one of these really good cards where you get to see both sides of the designer series paper. Our paper is so pretty, and sometimes we only ever get to see one side and the other side gets covered up. But on this one, you get to see both sides. There we go. Right. That is how the card is going to build from there. So now let's look at the next bit I want to do. So inside here, I'm going to have a bit of Pretty Peacock. So we had 10.5, 10. So now I want to do 9.5. Then along the far end we had 14.8, 14.3. So now we want 13.8. Just taking off 0.5 centimetre each time, and that will fit very nicely in there. There we go. What I also want though is I'm going to just do 6 centimetre square which is going to fit on there, and that's where I'm going to use this piece here, which is, again, I'm taking 0.5 centimetre off each time, so I want to do this at 5.5. Pretty on the other side as well, the Calypso coral. There we go. So let's glue these together. Hey Ali, hope you're doing well. Thank you for my lovely birthday card. It was very much appreciated. And I hope you had a lovely birthday as well. There we go. Stick this down in here. I do love Pretty Peacock. I am so glad they brought it back. And not as an in colour, but as like an actual real life stay forever colour, which is great. folds in like that. Next, what we want, see, I am going to go with a freesia on the front, and I think this needs to be, yeah, we're going to do a piece here that is 7 by 10. You see that's just going to fit nicely in the center like that. 7 by 10, and I want, you see, I was going to use this paper. Is that too fussy, or should I use the, where's the other one gone? This one. Right, tell me what you I'm going to have the sentiment at the top here, then I'm going to have a square of the paper. I was going to use that, the one with the bigger flowers, or I could use the one with the tiny little flowers. You have a think, tell me what you think is going to suit best. I'm going to start cutting the white, both for the layer on the inside and for my sentiment on the top. So for my inside, 10.5, 10, 9.5, 9. So I want it to be 9 centimeters. And then 14.8, 14.3, 13.8, 13.3. Enjoy your dinner, Ali. You think the tiny flowers, Shona? You think as well the same, Margaret? I think you're both probably right, because then again it links in with the bit on the inside. Let's take a bit from that then. So if it was 7 centimeters, I need to take this to 6.5. Now, 6.5. Yep, 6.5 on both sides is going to work. Go on there like so. That's going to go in the center. I want to do something more inside as well. I'm just contemplating what that's going to look like. So if I want this to be 6.5 as well, and then I'm pretty sure the gap is going to have, it's either going to be 3 or 2.5. I think it's probably 3. No, do you know what? 2.5. 2.5 it is. 2.5, 6.5 is 8, 9. See, 2.5 is too small. It needs to be slightly bigger than that. Slightly longer. In the video I saw, they had just used the full thing and then put over a little bit of the backing card, but I thought that was cheating slightly. Whereas there we go, that kind of works and fits nicely together. And then I'm going to use this happy birthday stamp. I think I am going to do it in the berry burst. That's nice and bright, but I'm going to use some of these little flowers round about it in the fresh freesia. I'm going to do these in the peacock as well. No, let's not overcomplicate things, Emma. Let's just do this first. So, berry burst. Go. Where's my Stampin' Scrub? I am enjoying using these cards that use a lot of designer series paper, because I don't know if you're anything like me, but I have a lot of designer series paper and I love it. I really do love it. I buy it because I fall in love with the colours and the patterns, and a lot of the time I don't want to use it. I just want to stroke it because it's so pretty. But I need to be better at actually using my papers. Use them, then you use them rather than lose them, because the amount of stuff I've got that then retires, I was like, oh, but I like that. Right, let's just see how this is going to look. Yeah. Let's put this on the side. I could do it straight onto my glass mat and wipe it up afterwards, but I'm just being lazy here. That is somebody at my door. I don't know who it could be. Bear with me, I will be back very quickly. Sorry about that. Amazon for my beloved husband, who's upstairs busy playing his computer games, and obviously didn't realise that the parcel was for him, or I'm sure he would have come down and answered the door. Apologies for the interruption. There we go. I like that. Fresh Freesia and Berry Burst is a pairing that goes really, really nicely together. I really do think these colours complement each other beautifully. Let's just use this tiny little one. I'm going to test it first because I don't want to spoil it, but I think just the pretty peacock highlight, just a tiny touch of it, might look nice. Maybe stamped and stamped off. Let's try that. Yeah. Yep, that works. Yeah, quite pleased with that. What do you think? Happy birthday with the fresh freesia flowers in the background, just that tiny little highlight in the pretty peacock. Let's just clean that, pop it away. Right, stick this down now. If ever you're wondering about doing those layers, it's just about making sure you get the starting measurements right, and then just taking 1/2 centimetre or 1/4 of an inch off each time, and you should end up with layers that work. Practice makes perfect, and at the end of the day, remember that it is just paper. So if you have cut something wrong, just get another piece, try again. It's not as if we're using cloth of gold or something really dramatic. Right, what I do want to do though, see, I wanted to use, changing my mind, let's just use a strip of this. See, I wanted to put a little bit of designer series paper on this backing bit as well, but should I do a strip along the bottom or a thin strip down the side? Actually, if I did it down the side, because look, that's going to be visible there. So a thin strip, because that's going to go on there like that. It's going to be visible either way, isn't it? So, or is it going to be visible either way? Because if I stick it to the front like that, should I have a DSP strip on the inside? Maybe just a little bit down there, corner. So I can either do a strip along the bottom, strip along the side, a little bit in the corner. I could cut out one of the flowers and just stick that, or I could stamp. Stamp in the corner, Emma. There's an idea. Let's do this. And then just thinking of these colours, that's going to be there. I think it's got to be a berry burst flower in the corner. I'm going to do this on a scrap first. Off my stamp. Stamping sounds better. Yeah. There we go. I do like crafting with people watching live because you guys are so good when it comes to advice and recommendations. Especially, I know some of you have been crafting and stamping for a very long time, and your opinions and your thoughts count. They do. They're very important to me. So thank you for sharing your thoughts and ideas with me. I do appreciate it. There we go. So we've got that, and it folds in, and now that bit goes on the front. I think that works really well. Now, when you stick this bit to the front, you don't want to stick the whole thing down. You're only sticking the bit that goes into this corner. So the way to do this, let's just have a quick look, and I'm going to put the glue on this corner here. You don't want to do too much, okay? See how much I've done there. And then position it. So I want it to be centered on the card so it's equal on both sides, it's equal at top and bottom. Tombow is very forgiving, lets you slide things around as you need them. And then just open that up and press it down a little bit more on the other side. There we go. How about that? Quite pleased with that. So just going to go over these folds one more time so that my card goes nice and flat. There we go. This, and it even stands up as well. If you were going to have that card standing up on the mantelpiece, it does stand up. And that's my happy birthday card. I'm going to do the sentiment inside. I think I will. This is a nice one. Wishing you all the happiness in the world. Let's get it the right way around. And I think because I've got the berry burst, the pretty peacock, I think having a pretty peacock sentiment on the inside is just going to help tie in all of those colours. Let's just make sure that my stamping is straight, because this would really frustrate me if I now spoilt it at this point. So let's, there we go. I'm quite pleased with this. Again, this is not my original design. I am being inspired by another Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from the US. This was a video of hers that I saw earlier on today. But there you go. How's that for a fancy fold card? So I wondered if it needed a bit of ribbon on the front. In the original video, they just had a little ribbon bow. Do you know what? I think that would be nice. Let's just tie a quick bow, bunny ears. Actually, I don't think it was a bow in the original one. I think it was just a knot. But I think just tying this off as a little bow, just finish this off nicely. Nothing massive. Actually, I was going to say nothing massive, but I might actually leave these long tails. I think they look nice. And then let's use a bit of a dimensional. Stick this down. There we go. How's that? It's an interesting card, and it's actually not that complicated a fold to do once you've got the measurements right and you've remembered which way around the paper is supposed to go. So just to show you that again, so you start off with a piece of DSP that is 16.5 centimetres by 20.8. You're going to score at 6.5 by 6.5 and then fold diagonally, and that's what gets you this fold. That's how that works. So you've got this corner that's creased over, you can see better on the other side. You've got the 6.5 strip here, the 6.5 strip there, and then it's just a matter of doing all the layers. There we go. I'm quite pleased with that. That has been a fun fold to do. Little bit of DSP in the middle there. You get to see both sides of the designer series paper. Will I do this one as well? Finish this off where it's plain on the outside and then patterned when you open it up inside. I don't know. It might be a little too fussy, but it is pretty on this as well. Anyway, that is me for this evening. I hope you have enjoyed that. Let me flick back round to me to finish and turn off the Blackpool illuminations. The desk behind me is absolutely mad because I've got all my stuff ready for the buy one get one free sale on Saturday. I have got a whole load of sample cards to share with you alongside each of the stamp set, so you can see the sort of projects that you can do with it. So yeah, make sure you've joined the group if you haven't already, and I'll see you on Saturday for those who are taking part in that. Failing that, have a really fabulous week, and if there's anything you need, as always, you know to reach out to me, and I'll see you for more live crafting. Actually, next week, live unboxing of all the stuff from the new catalogue. Not the whole catalogue, but all the stuff which I've got from the new catalogue. That'll be next Wednesday, plus some new kits. All right, take care, everyone.